Where a radicalized boy at the PFI rally was heard chanting hate slogans while calling for death to Hindus and Christians. As Republic reported, in Alappuzha in Kerala, as the police finally act, we confronted confronted the PFI and we would want to stop reporting or else face attacks. The entire sequence of what happened to Ashwin is caught on tape. Take a look. And we have Ashwin also, who has been reporting on the story. Ashwin, tell us what exactly happened and tell us the sequence of events that followed.
What exactly happened was that we were trying to investigate the story of the alleged slogan that was raised by the young boy. So we were trying to find out the whereabouts of this boy, and in our investigation we found out the ancestral home of this particular boy. So that is a location that we went to, which is located at Palluruthi in suburbs of Kochi. Once we reached there, I did speak off record to the family members, the grandmother of the child and all. After that, while we were staying there, suddenly we got a threat from some random stranger who lives nearby, and at that time I was trying to speak to the SDPI office. Remember this place where we were, just 50 meters away is the SDPI office. So that office was not there because the people had gone for namaz. So we were trying to get in touch with them to understand their side of the story as well. That is when suddenly there was intimidation and threatening that followed. A fellow colleague also was threatened, and then what happened was, as you can see in this footage, suddenly 2-3 guys came and said, how can media be here? Media has no right to report on this issue, and they told us it's better for your life that you leave from here. That's a better choice. Take off your camera. And then the camera screen was also hit by one of these guys. We are suspecting when we did a recce of this area, remember they were like, this is a stronghold of SDPI. Why we understood is how is it stronghold of SDPI is that the particular rally that took place in Alappuzha, all the posters, there were hundreds of posters all around in this area, and that's how we were. We were threatened, we were intimidated on the road. We told them that we are just doing our duty, we are reporting, but that didn't go.
Absolutely,
that didn't go
Ashwin,
well.
stay with us. Yes, stay with us. We also have our executive editor Niranjan joining us. Niranjan, what is this? Look at the audacity of the PFI, caught on camera, stopping us from reporting on the issue.
Well, one thing that I noticed there is that the police was there with Ashwin. The police was there, and despite the police being there, they didn't stop, didn't they? They didn't stop. Even with the police, they threatened, they warned, they attacked the cameras, moved the cameras, even with the police present there. So it shows that the PFI backers don't really care about the law.
Absolutely, Niranjan. The police, in fact, told us it's better that you leave from here. So I did speak to him. I told him that I've come here to report. I've come all the way from Thiruvananthapuram, 5 hours away from here. And I want to find out the story, because why this was most intriguing was it's been 5 days, Niranjan. The police seems to have no clue about where the boy and the parents of the boy are. And that is what intrigued us. Like, how is it possible that supposed to be, one of the police forces in the state who has to look after the safety of the people, 4-5 days they're not able to find a little boy? That is what intrigued us. That is why we pushed ourselves to find. It took us almost 45 minutes to even trace the ancestral home of this house, because that's how hard it was. And when the police reached, there was only one or two policemen. All they told us was it's not safe to be here. Imagine, Niranjan, it is not safe to be on a road at Palluruthi. It's not safe to be in the suburbs of Kochi on the road. And that is what the instruction that was given by the police. I don't know what to say for it. We did flee for our life. We just left the place, but our cameraman, our video journalist also was threatened openly. And Mani, yes, our video journalist was threatened. He did manage to get these visuals, which speaks. There were a lot of intimidation that was there. I also want to point out, Niranjan, one very interesting thing. The old people who were there they were trying to they were calm to situation. They were saying you better leave from here. But the youngsters, some of the youngsters were going out. Their emotions were out, and it was a very intimidating situation. We did try to stay there, but it was very difficult because the Jummah prayers were also getting over. So the police also told us it's better that you leave from here. In fact, the police also told yesterday, the local media also tried, and they also faced pretty much the same issue. But no media ever tried to keep the camera on. And so we tried it. We tried to get the essence of the emotion and the intimidation that was there on us. There were a lot of things that happened off record on the camera, because as you can clearly see, these guys hit a camera. They wanted to see whether we are still recording. At that time, our video journalist skillfully stopped recording, because we didn't want them to see it, because we didn't know, because the tempers were high. We didn't know what to do, so we were a little frozen over there. But at the same time, we wanted to show our viewers what is the situation on the ground, and we were definitely intimidated. We left the place. We are in a safe distance, about 1 kilometer, 1.5 kilometers away from there, but we have been told to leave and be in a safe zone. Niranjan.
And what is the story? I mean, story about the boy being missing. Were you able to find him? We were reporting. In fact, let's show you in multiple windows the video that Republic broke. I think it was Monday morning when Ashwin shared that video. The video of a boy chanting hate slogans saying death to Hindus and Christians. So it was a violent threat by a boy who was part of a PFI rally in Alapura, and it was even confirmed by the PFI that yes, these slogans were chanted at the rally, but they tried to stop it. And finally, the Kerala police has, finally mustered the courage to take some action. But we are told that that boy or his family cannot be found, right? Has there been any action? What have you found about their whereabouts, or what action has been taken so far in this case? Ashwin.
Niranjan, I did speak to the family members. I did speak to the grandmother of the kid. What grandmother said was a few days ago they had come. I did ask her where was the schooling of this boy done. I don't want to name the location because it could give the details of the whereabouts of this boy. Anyways, the boy was schooled in a madrasa in Mattancheri. And I asked her specifically whether this boy has gone for any similar, sloganeering. And what she told me was about 3-4 times this boy has accompanied his father, who is an SDPI worker, and for the anti-CAA protest, he had taken sloganeering 2-3 times. 3 times is what the grandmother of the boy confirmed to me. So it is not the first time this boy is being used. He has been used earlier as well, and that is what intrigued me to find out. I also wanted to speak to the neighbors to know like what kind of the family they are and all that, to get more information, so we could trace, if any way we could trace this person, these missing people. But the intimidation that followed, and we were not able to do our job.
Okay, and what we'll also do is we'll try and get a PFI response. Ashwin, try and get a PFI response. Let's see if they try and deny this as well, or whether they at least find the courage to condemn these threats. There are several videos as Ashwin entered that area. He was asked to get out. He said it's safer if Republic leaves that area. And what did they tell you, Ashwin? Why don't you tell our viewers what they told you? What they told you, and how you were first forced to move out of that area, and then when you moved out, they still followed you. Is that correct?
Yes, we were told to move at least 1 kilometer away from the area. The police had told us you cannot be anywhere near because it's a Friday afternoon and the prayers were also getting over. See, Niranjan, what I want to also say is that the number of people that gathered around, it swelled up in no time. So there was this first level of intimidation where they started raising fingers against me, where they started saying things that better leave from here. And I could clearly see, Niranjan, 3-4 of them were going, the emotions were was not in control. And that is when we also sensed that if we stay here, maybe in a matter of few minutes, large number of people could gather, and there were only 2 policemen over there. So it was, it was a wise decision to move out from there. That is why we moved out. I must also say, Niranjan, there are some people who really helped us in between this crowd also. There were some people who really helped helped us move out. In fact, they wanted to speak to us saying that what is their stance about the entire issue, but that was also not allowed. There was a section of people youngsters predominantly,